What's up, everybody? It's another day. That means it is another chance for a win. And I got up this morning doing my workout. People always ask me, what song did you listen to this morning when you were working out? This morning it was Muscadine Bloodline, and Luke Combs was mainly what I was listening to this morning. So anyway, here's my thought for today. This is what I'm thinking about. The first 3 steps. And let me explain to you this concept. When I was coaching basketball, at the end of every practice, we always run line drills. And so we would run a line drill that we called the double killer. If you play basketball out there, your coach probably called it a suicide or a killer or something like that. They tell coaches to call them something different now. But anyway, if you run a double killer before, you know what it is. Free throw line back, half court back, other free throw line back, other end, other free throw line, other end, half court, other end, free throw line. It's like a lot of running, okay? A lot of coaches will give you a minute to run this line drill. We used to run them in 50 seconds when I played at Scott County Central. We had 50 seconds to make a double killer. So when I started coaching, we always had 50 seconds to make a double killer. So we would run our double killers, and we get it into practice. Guys start getting tired. And this is what I'm talking about today, the first 3 steps. So guys are getting tired, and they're getting ready to run on that next double killer. And I would tell them, look, this next one, you got to make your mind up before we start that the first 3 steps, you're going to take off as hard as you can go. Because if you don't do that, you're tired right now. It's real easy to just fall into it and say, you know what, I'm tired. I'm going to come out of the gate slow here. You're not going to make your time. Because, again, a lot of teams run them in a minute. Once you've run 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 of these, they're hard to make. So running at 50 seconds, it's not a dead sprint, but it's pretty close. And so, if you don't make your mind up in those first 3 steps that I am going to take off and go, you're not going to make it. Same thing when we're playing the game. I used to always tell guys, from one end of a basketball court to the other, it's only 84 feet. You can sprint from one end of the court to the other in about 4 seconds, just a dead sprint. So if you think about within 4 seconds, how can you gain an advantage on another player? Whether you're an offensive player trying to outrun a defensive player, or whether you're a defensive player trying to get back to stop the offense. Okay, and this applies to real life, so just bear with me. But you've got to win those first 3 steps. If you don't take off, we get the rebound, we're going this way, we're running the other way. If you don't take off and win those first 3 steps, the fast break is over. You've already missed the fast break, okay? Or vice versa on defense. If you don't take off on your first 3 steps and say, I'm going to go on the first 3 steps, you've got a chance now that they're going to run behind you and score. It's all about your first 3 steps in basketball. If you don't win those first 3 steps, against a good player, you're already beat. And so that's what I would preach to my guys all the time. Win those first 3 steps. We'd say it when we're scrimmaging. We'd say it when we're running line drills. And think about yourself when you got out of bed this morning. Okay, I wake up every day about 5:15. Okay, I get up, and there's days that I want to hit the snooze button. I want to stay in bed, whatever. But in my mind, I tell myself I got to win the first 3 steps. Like if I can get myself going, like, hey, I'm not going to start the day out tired. I'm not going to start the day out moping. Like I'm going to hit these first 3 steps hard. Just like I told those guys, after we've been running, practicing 2 or 3 hours, hey, I feel them. I was that guy. I played for Ronnie Cookson. I was on that baseline. I was tired too. And, but you got to get in your mind, these first 3 steps I'm going to win. Because if you've ever played basketball, you know this. If you run hard those first 3 steps, you're already ahead of everybody else. And, the rest of it's kind of easy. It's the same thing when you get out of bed in the morning. If you can win those first 3 steps, if you can start your day out on a good, positive note, just hit it hard right away, a lot of times you can get yourself caught up and maybe, coast through the back half of your day, or, you got the hard stuff out of the way. Now you can do the easy stuff, however you want to look at it. But that's my thought for today. Win those first 3 steps. If you're a ball player, that obviously applies, but I think it applies for the rest of your life too. If you can get out of bed and win those first 3 steps, get your day started right, you at least give yourself a lot better chance to have a good day. So thanks for tuning in. I hope everybody has an awesome day. Today's going to be a really long day for me, so hopefully my first 3 steps will carry me through the rest of my day. You guys have a good one. Just win today, JWT.